Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We are live. I think we're live again. Today I have another show for you. It's going to be quite an interesting show because I have a lot of things to show you about cost of life in Russia, and I have something funny to talk about. Okay, I have something in this bag that I want to share with you guys. And first of all, let me know if you could hear me. But I have something to show you guys in this bag a little bit later. Hello and welcome again. Yes. And it's gonna be not just any hot sauce, and the reason why I have hot sauce is going to tie with everything we're gonna talk about today. If you guys are not subscribed already, please guys make sure you're subscribing right now. That way you can engage in the conversation as you're watching. We do these lives because we try to teach people the truth about life in Russia. We do all sorts of lives on different topics. So, yeah, it's contraband. Hello from Missouri. We got Ginger in the house. Hello, my dear Ginger. Welcome. As you can see, we have finally things in the background in the shelves. We're not done filling them up. We're going to let a couple more people load in, but today we're going to be looking at this. Hello, Daniel, my friend. We're going to be looking again at prices of houses. And we're not only going to be doing Russian houses, but we're going to be looking at American prices as well. This wouldn't be a good comparison video if we didn't show both sides of the coin. So we're going to let a little bit more people load in, and then we'll get into the major topics of today. Now, the reason why I have this bag is because we're starting off with this bag. This is going to be proving a major point in this video. So I have the receipt. You guys don't know this, but finding good hot sauce in Russia is very hard because you need it spicy and you need it to taste good. Now the reason why I'm showing you these hot sauces right here is because what I'm holding in my hand is worth more than what I pay in electricity bill a month. I spend more money on hot sauce in Russia a month than electricity and water, utilities essentially. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys guess how much you think this costs. I pay more in hot sauce in Russia a month than I pay for utilities. Okay, I've told you how much I spend in utilities, but in case you forgot, I'm gonna tell you again. So for the month of January, I paid 53 rubles for hot water. 53 rubles for cold water, and I paid 266 rubles for electricity. I'll say that again. I paid 53 rubles for cold water and 266 rubles for electricity a month for the month of January. I pay more money in hot sauce a month in Russia than the utility bills for electricity and cold water. How much do you guys think I pay? I've already told you how much I pay in rubles. Let me tell you how much I paid in US dollars. I paid around $4 a month for electricity in Russia. On average, I paid $4 a month electricity and cold water. You guys can start guessing right now in English in dollars. How much do you guys think I pay in dollars? Let's go. A month for hot sauce. I'll start reading the chat as you guys start guessing. And remember, please do consider subscribing if you're not subscribed already. Oh, wow. So Ginger guessed $7, and that's exactly how much I paid. That's crazy. So I pay a little bit over, it's 669 rubles. 669 rubles is essentially around $7. And so I'm paying $7 a month, which is less, which is more than what I pay for electricity and for cold water in Russia. I pay $7 for hot sauce a month. I consume about this much hot sauce, plus one bottle. I'm missing one bottle that I already opened. So I eat about 5 bottles of hot sauce a month in Russia, which cost me $7. But my utilities is about $4 to $5 for cold water and electricity. Isn't that interesting? No, Ginger. It's $7 for all of this. All of this costs $7 in Russia. So I wanted to open with this. I wanted to open with this because now we're going to be talking about why it would be a good idea for you guys to retire in Russia. I'll answer some questions now because some people want to know about some people want to know what I'm eating with the hot sauce. I put hot sauce on everything. Soups, salads. I eat it with meat. I marinate my meat with only hot sauce. Because Russia doesn't have spices like hot sauce, I marinate 1 kilo of meat with 200 grams of hot sauce, 260 grams of hot sauce. So what I do is I marinate the entire meat with this entire bottle, 1 kilo of meat. I buy about 1 kilo of meat every 2 days, and that's what I eat. Hot sauce on the meat, and that's it. So, guys, let me know where you guys are watching from, and we're gonna start off with the show very, very soon. I'm gonna be showing you the houses. Today's price range is $100,000 to $150,000. Most of you guys who are watching, that is a low end for a house in America. Can we agree on that? A lot of you guys, if you were to sell your house, you could sell it easily for more than $100,000, no matter where you are in the United States. That's why we're going to be doing that. My favorite hot sauce is Valentina. Nice. So I'm going to get this going now for you guys. And I'm going to make sure that you guys understand why we're doing the different topics. So this topic was brought up because a lot of you guys have been asking me, is it worth it to move to Russia? On the forums, a lot of people are nervous. How could they make a living? Well, if you already own a house or you're retired, this video is going to let you know exactly why you can retire in Russia. A lot of your guys' houses are worth more than $100,000, and in Russia you can retire easily with $100,000 to $150,000 for the rest of your life, and I'm going to show you how it's done. Just give me a second here. I'm getting everything ready. In the meantime, I know a lot of you guys already told me where you're watching from, but if you're new to this, if you're new to this stream, guys, please do let us know where you're watching from. I know that everybody who's watching, all of you are not veterans of this stream. If you're new to the stream, just tell me, hey, I'm new to the stream and I'm watching from certain place. it would be really cool. So let's see here. Okay. Nice. All right, here we go. So, what I have for you today is this. We're going to be looking at houses, first of all, in Irkutsk region. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move from my territory and we're going to move towards the west of Russia, okay? And keep in mind, we're going to be looking at houses that cost $100,000 to $150,000, okay? Keep in mind, every house that we show you is in between that budget. I'm not going to tell you the exact numbers, but we're just going to be looking at them. So, this one, for instance, is about $120,000, okay? Let's just assume that each dollar gives you 100 rubles. On the best days, that's how much it was, okay? It's easier to round up. So anyways, this is $120,000. Now, we're going to be looking at the pictures of it. This is in Russia. This is located in Irkutsk Oblast, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, this is in Irkutsk Oblast, and you can see it's next to the Angara River, guys. This is the Angara River. This is the one of the cleanest. This is one of the cleanest rivers because it's the only river that comes out of Lake Baikal. So you would be living next to a river here. Now let's look at these photos. So you get an idea of what $120,000 gets you in Russia. You see the land is pretty big. It's a standard size. It's 700 square meters of land. The house is pretty big. The river system behind that is the Angara River, okay? Two-story home, nice yard, nice sunsets. Enough room for your kids to play, guys. This is $120,000, okay? We are going to be showing you the equivalent for the United States. Remember, we're not only doing Russia, we're going to be doing Russia and the United States. This is, I guess, when it was being built. This is some interior shots. The roads that lead up to it, interior, the kitchen area, bathroom. Okay, so I'm now going to show you what you can get in America for similar prices. And I'm not trying to make America look bad, okay, but this is what you can find. 1 second. Let me okay, here we go. So for 125,000, because it's similar prices, I decided to go to California. And in California, this is what you're going to look at. Like, this is in America, you look at these style houses. Usually you're going to be out in the middle of nowhere. And I wanted to show you this. It's not to talk trash about America, but for $125,000, this is what you're going to be expecting, right? You can see the house is a little bit different than what you would think. If you're watching and you come from a state where you can afford better houses for 120,000, let us know where you're watching from. But it's just really hard to get houses inside the city. You will have to move out to the middle of nowhere. Yes, definitely. So Bear says for 250,000, you can definitely buy something really nice in Texas. Now, for 250,000, you can buy a mansion in Russia. And this video, this live is to give you guys options for cost of living in Russia. If you were to have a house for 250,000 and you sold it in the United States, you could retire for the rest of your life. This video is just meant to give you guys ideas, okay? We're not here to compete. Let's see. This is really basically when I think about America, this is what I think about, because I'm from California. This seems to be in the high desert. Okay, let's look for another one. That one's a little too sad. Okay, nice. Not bad at all. $110,000. This is a better example, guys. Some of you guys who are watching from the East Coast of the United States, is this a typical house for 110,000? Is this something that you see usually, guys? This is more near civilization, right? To me, it's not that bad. It reminds me of the old school houses. This is definitely what I think when it's 100,000 in the United States. It's a smaller town. It's not completely destroyed, but it's not the best. This is the interior of this house looks like what the interior of the houses look from the old dacha houses in Russia. So yeah. Now I'm gonna be putting, a lot of people don't understand that the reason why things are becoming more expensive in the United States and why things are dirtier and breaking down is because the poor are getting poorer and they're turning into druggies or homeless people, and the rich are just getting richer and buying up all the properties. So you have this style of housing in America, which I don't think we should be having stuff like this, but there you go. Okay, this is another one for America, but we're going to look at that one later. We're going to be looking at another one from Russia. Okay, let's go back to Russia and see what we can see there. This is a smaller plot. Let me just, okay, there we go. This one here. Do you guys see that? This is 130,000. This is 130,000 in Russia, guys. Okay, just as an example. Again, we're not competing. I'm giving you guys a look at what things look like in Russia. A lot of you guys have never been to Russia. A lot of you guys don't even know what houses look like in Russia. Well, this is $130,000 here. Now we're getting into something that's a little bit more expensive. If you saw this, if you saw that photo, would you even think it's Russia? Be honest, guys. Look at that. Can I also get money from Russian banks when I live there? No. So it's going to be very hard for you to get loans in Russia. It's legal, but you have to, as a foreigner, you have to show your source of income, but they're just not going to loan you any money. My best advice is if you want to retire in Russia, buy a home, put the rest of your money, and let it build interest. Interest rates right now are like 18 to 21%. That's what I'm doing with my money in Russia. So, look at this. This looks like a house somewhere in Virginia or South Carolina. To me, it's just really beautiful. I'll show you where it's located, what part of Russia, a little bit later. Right now, we're going to be looking at the photos. This style of home can easily pass for an American home, right? This is definitely something that you would see in the United States. Let's see. What I really love about the houses in Russia is you can see most of the houses in Russia, you're gonna have shashlik areas, somewhere where you can barbecue. And this house, I think, would be worth about $400,000 to $500,000 in the United States, because you have to remember the material that is used in Russia is superior to the American building. Okay, the building in the United States is very cheap. Most of the things that you see in Russia, they are actually made of really good materials. Okay, this is real good materials, guys. Hello, thou. Hello, brother. Thank you so much for joining us again. Remember, this is in Russia, guys. We're looking at a Russian house here. Look at that sunset, outside pool. This is interior shots. The interior and everything is higher quality inside of the Russian Federation, because it has to deal with worse elements. Okay, keep that in mind. And by the way, thank you to the subscribers. This is so funny. All right, let's continue. If you subscribe and we're on the main page, you write in on Putin. Look at this chimney. Look at the materials used. It's absolutely perfect. Look at that countertop made of absolute beautiful wood. Wow. That's a stove. That stove is used to heat. Hello from Montana, Miguel Adventures. Miguel Adventures, thank you so much for joining us, my friend. Listen, we're not doing these to talk down on the United States, because there are beautiful homes in the United States and there are some affordable housing in the United States. But this video is about retiring in Russia. If you own a house in the United States, or you're already on a pension and you want to move to Russia, you are more capable of getting a better standard of living than it would be if you were in the United States. So I want to show you guys something that I recorded not too long ago. I recorded this with my sister in the United States, and we're going to be looking at part of this video that I recorded, because this is a major reason why things are becoming a little bit crazy in the United States, okay? How much is heating? Yes, this is a live show. Heating, so I paid, let me tell you how much I paid I paid $14 for my electric bill for heating. Remember, heating in Russia is done through these radiators, hot water running through the buildings. So whatever I pay in hot water usually pays for my heating. I paid $14 last month, sorry. Okay? Hey, thank you so much for subscribing, my friend. Oh, nice. New to the stream, Amy. Welcome. Huntsville, Texas. Shout out to Texas, the free state. The Lone Star State, but it's really, really the free state, man. Much love to the Texans. So let's continue here. I'm going to show you this quick part of the video that I recorded with my sister. Remember, I am from California.
When I see all this right here, I can't believe we're in America. I just can't believe when you see 3 people died in the building, and the DA and everybody down here is an open check.
And they don't even care. They don't check. This video in no way is meant to make America look bad. A lot of people wanted to see the reality of Skid Row. There are many other videos out in the internet. You can look for them. I did not pay for these people to sit outside and live outside and do drugs outside and live like this. This is not a propaganda video, because there's things that exist like this all over the world. But for America, this just happens to be the capital of the homeless people, Skid Row. This video was made by recording outside, and I had my little sister there, so I'm not going to edit anything out. We're going to see it raw, but I will be giving commentary on maybe 3 occasions where I saw things that caught my attention. On the Wild Siberia channel, we like to show you reality, and you guys have been asking for the reality of Los Angeles. So, welcome to Skid Row. Los Angeles, because a lot of the stuff is actually on this side.
Now, so
No, they're like enabling.
Yeah, by making, it sounds bad.
Yeah.
Let's keep walking and we can talk about it after. Hello. You have beautiful eyes. She had beautiful eyes.
I think that although it might kind of enable it, it's better than nothing.
I don't think so. I'm on the contrary, yeah. Yeah. So, I wanted to show this bit of Skid Row because it is a big reason. Thank you so much, Ginger. We love you, Ginger. look at the Gopniks dancing, by the way. Check this out, guys. You're the best. It's really nice. Thank you so much. So I show Skid Row because you're not gonna see that in Russia, guys. You're not gonna see that. A lot of people think that when I made that video, I was just talking trash on America, but you're never going to see a Skid Row in Russia. So if you decide to move to Russia, you're not gonna have to worry about drug addicts, homeless people everywhere, getting robbed, all of those things. This doesn't exist in Russia in mass. Now, people in Russia, Russian people can tell you, oh, we have bad places too. But the worst place in Russia, it's basically a Disneyland for us Americans who know how bad it can get in the United States. Just keep that in mind. I'm not being mean to the United States or any other Western countries, but the worst thing in America, the worst thing in Russia is like Disneyland to us, okay? So let's continue here. And Ginger, thank you so much for always supporting the streams. And thanks to all the people watching. Let's continue here. Hello, Matt. Thank you for tuning in. We are continuing with the show. And we're going to be looking at a piece of a documentary almost. It's called Why $100,000 Salary Can Buy the American Dream. So it's going to be breaking down why I believe you guys should retire or at least have a summer vacation house in Russia. Here we go, guys.
More than half of Americans say they would need at least $100,000 a year to be financially comfortable.
The benchmark of a six-figure salary used to be the gold standard income. It represented the tipping point of finally earning a disposable income and building a savings, spending based on your wants, not just your needs.
The American dream is what makes a middle-class lifestyle. You're able to pay your bills. You're able to put food on the table, put a roof over your family's head, and you have some additional savings.
Now, people making well over six figures are still living paycheck to paycheck. What used to symbolize financial freedom is now keeping people stressed about making ends meet.
26% say they would need more. A salary in the range of $100,000 to $149,000 per year would make them feel financially comfortable.
I think unfortunately what has happened is that wages haven't kept up with the cost of living by and large for the last 50 years or so, and so it becomes increasingly hard for many families to be able to attain.
There you go. So they're saying that wages in the United States, and I'm sure that wages in the rest of the Western world, they're not keeping up with the actual cost of life. Now, we talked about here in Russia, I'm a foreigner. If you just joined the live stream, I told everybody in the beginning of this live stream that I pay more in hot sauce a month than I pay for utilities in Russia. The cost of living in the West is not backed up by wages. The wages in Russia, although they are smaller, the cost of living is also smaller. Because I am a foreigner, I have these dumb needs, or I need to eat with hot sauce. But the cost of living here in Russia is much lower. I've already told you guys from the beginning, I spend more on hot sauce than utilities. Okay, the wages in Russia are more in tone and comprehensive with the spending that the people do. So we're going to continue with the video, because in this video you're going to learn a little bit why it doesn't make any sense to retire in a country that's going to get more expensive when you can retire in a country that you can actually live and either your money can build interest and you can make a life.
That sort of middle-class lifestyle, that American dream.
How much you need to feel financially secure varies so much depending on not only your geographical location, but of course your lifestyle. It used to be that a six-figure salary was like the gold standard, but nowadays that may not be enough to make ends meet in certain parts of the country, especially like New York or San Francisco, where it costs so much more just to cover your daily expenses.
Here's why a $100,000 household income no longer buys the American dream. Go Banking Rates analyzed how much a family of 2 adults and 2 children would need in each state to own a home, a car, and a pet.
Okay, this comment really grabs my attention. Daniel, stop comparing houses from the United States and Russia. The difference is too big. Instead, talk about Russia and the cost in different regions. Myself in Kaliningrad have 4 rooms and a kitchen. Okay, so there is no difference, Alex, because a person who lives in California, in Los Angeles, is the same as you living in Kaliningrad. What this video is about is retirement. People who are already going to be leaving their own country and getting a house in the different regions. Yeah, if you mean that, then it makes sense, Alex. Some regions do cost more, but the houses that I was showing were in every region. You can buy a house in every region for $150,000. No matter what you say, Alex, in Russia, if you have 15 million rubles, you can buy a house in any region of the country. Okay, that's not the same in the United States. So when I'm telling you, when I'm making these videos, is to educate other people. Yes, you live in Kaliningrad. Yes, it's more expensive in Kaliningrad. Yes, it's more expensive in Moscow. But the average cost of living across Russia is much more level than the average cost of living in the United States. This video was made for foreigners who are watching, who potentially want to go to Russia. So with that being said, let's go ahead and answer some questions. I want to spend about 10 or 15 minutes getting to know you guys, answering some of your guys' questions. Maybe you guys are new here and you want to know more about Russia's cost. I have a lot of information of how much I spend for bills, land, gasoline, all of this information. So go ahead and ask any questions you may have. Can you buy in Crimea region or Vladivostok? I'm from South Africa. It depends how close you are to the shores, and it depends if the city is a strategic city or not. As a foreigner, you can buy land damn near anywhere in Russia. You're just going to be exempt from buying in some strategic places. I believe that maybe all of Crimea might be a strategic location. I am not sure, but Vladivostok, I'm almost positive you can probably buy something in that region. But you just have to look it up. It's not so hard. You can legally buy land almost anywhere where a citizen can buy. It's just the border regions. How did I decide to move to Russia? Well, I decided to move to Russia because I got married to my wife. She's Russian, and my wife can't really leave Russia because there is no embassy for the United States, and I'm trying to build a house for her here. Let's see, guys. Just go ahead and ask any more questions that you have. Make them hopefully general questions for costs of things. Is freehold land sold there? What is freehold land? Let's see. Freehold land. If the ownership can be fixed, determined, it cannot be hold. It is. What is definition of freehold? These terms may comment that you own property and the land it's built on. Yes, there's all types of lands in Russia. Thank you for subscribing, Lena. There's different types of lands in Russia. Some land in Russia, you can only rent the land. Some land in Russia, you can own the land and whatever you build on it. Some land in Russia, you can't own what's under the ground. And there's just all types of rights in Russia. So yeah, that's my answer. Well, look, let's do this. Can everybody, without, if it's not too personal, let me know what your guys' not your salary is, but how much do you guys have a month to spend after you pay all your bills? Guys, let us know how much you have to spend after you pay all of your bills a month. I calculated that in Russia, Ksenia was getting paid about 40 to 45,000 rubles a month, and this was enough to where she paid, I think it was 12 to 13,000 for her rent, 15,000 in total for utilities and bills and everything else, and she had about $200 to $250 a month to spend after using and paying all her bills. Daniel says $100. Do you guys have so much insects? It depends on what season it is here. So getting the money here is a little bit complicated, and you're gonna have to convert whatever money you have into some other money and then convert that money into rubles. It's a process that we hope changes soon, because it's really these sanctions, guys. I know a lot of you guys who are watching probably wouldn't be watching if there wasn't a conflict right now and Russia wasn't under a magnifying glass. And because of that conflict, there's sanctions, and now you guys are interested in Russia and you can't move here. But listen, there's always a way that you can send your money. It just takes a little bit of time. There is not a lot of mosquitoes where I live because I live next to Lake Baikal, and we do have a lot of wind, and it's cold wind. Mosquitoes don't like to live here. We don't have as much mosquitoes as the rest of the Russian Federation. A lot of people are moving to Mexico, yes. So thou, I was telling you guys that in Russia, getting your money in the bank is actually a really good idea right now. I have, I think I have around almost $10,000 of my own money, and it makes me money in the Sberbank. So I don't know about trades and stocks, but I'm sure you can get into it if you're in Russia. But my way of making money, earning money, is letting my money build interest in the bank, 18 to 22.5% on the rubles that you have in there. So it's pretty good. Yeah, it's for me, the best things you guys can do is plan ahead and visit Russia first and see if there's a place that you like. Okay? Yeah. Yes, and the interest rates are going to be there maybe for 1 or 2 more years. Maybe right now is the time to bring your money, really. Cryptocurrency, I'm not sure about that, man. All right, guys, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to show you more houses. Pension in Russia is around $150 a month. Yeah, so pension depends on on what your job was when you were working. Essentially, whatever job you had in the Soviet Union. And some people get $300 a month. Like my father-in-law worked for 33 years for the Soviet Union as a train conductor, and his pension is much higher than other random people's because he served the Union a long time, you know? Like my father-in-law really even got a free apartment because of his job in the Soviet Union. So there was a lot of perks back in the Soviet Union. If you worked a certain amount of time, you got a house, and his retirement money is a lot better than other people. And yes, Kanuk is saying USDT. USDT is the best coin to have if you want to get money into Russia. We've spoken about this before. Dan, is it really so dangerous in Mexico? Not really, but it is not your average country. Possible to buy a retirement home in Russia and Mexico. Exactly. So that's what I was trying to tell you guys from the beginning. Getting a summer house in Russia and getting a winter house, like winter house in Mexico, it still costs less than one house in California, right? So this would be a really good place to invest in for a summer, spring, summer, and autumn. You can live 6 months in Russia and 6 months in the other side of the world. And you could totally do that if you sold a house in the United States. It's totally affordable, guys, totally affordable. And remember, guys, please do subscribe if you're watching. That way you can engage in the conversations on the chat. If you're not subscribed yet, you get to write in to the chat or the screen on Putin, with Putin on a bear, like this. Classic. Dan, do you see inflation exploding? Inflation's a problem everywhere, but right now Russia has it under control. I've lived in Russia for 3 years, and it hasn't really been that bad here. And I say that because the wages have gone up to the prices of things. So my friends in town, their wages went up from 5,000 to 15,000 rubles a month, from $50 more to $150 more a month. That is the wages. They have gone up in Russia. They have been controlling it because their bank is really powerful. They can do so many things. So remember also, they're in a major conflict against the world. So you would have to really respect the fact that the Russian economy has not collapsed, even though it's been sanctioned for over 10 years, since 2014. That's when the sanctions started, right? So that's the truth. Okay, guys, let's look at some homes. Give me, if you're watching right now, comment what country would you like to look at next. We have houses from Russia, we have houses from the United States. We're comparing them. So go ahead, comment in the chat. Do you want to see Russian ones, or do you want to see American ones? And if you're a member, if you want to see a Russian one, you can do Putin thumbs up. And if you want to see an American one, you can put a Trump thumbs up. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any Mexican houses queued, guys. I don't have any Mexican houses queued. Russia. Let me know what country should I be showing next, America or Russia? We're right now showing houses and prices. Hello, Australia. England versus Russia, Moscow. Yeah, that would be good. England actually has a lot in common with, I would say, probably New York prices. Good morning, my friends. Good morning to people in New Zealand. American sanctions didn't start until Ukrainian war started. No, that's a lie. Just seeing things, the sanctions started in 2014. So it looks like people still want to ask questions, so I guess I can answer a few more questions, guys. Listen, people often ask, why did I choose to move to Russia? I didn't really choose to move to Russia. It kind of just fit in with my personality, and I never left. I never left. I came on a tourist visa with two-way tickets, and I never left. Okay, and then I got married, and I never left. And then I went back to Mexico, and I came back. When I went to Mexico to show my wife Mexico, I came back, and I never left. So it's just, you know. Let's see. How about the internet prices and the speed? Is it affordable and fast? So David, I pay for 100 what is it called? Megabits, whatever. I pay $10 for 100 megabytes of internet speed. My internet, what I'm using now, I pay $10 a month for it. Is that good or bad? What country do you fly in to reach to Russia from Australia? So if you're flying from Australia or New Zealand, you're going to fly in to China and China to Russia. Okay, listen to what I just said. You're going to fly from Australia or New Zealand to China to Russia. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, my friend from Australia, he bought a home here in Russia and he does that. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah. Okay, guys. 770 rubles gets you cable TV and 100 megabytes of internet. Yeah. So you see some Russian people are telling you how much they pay. I pay $10 for essentially the same. But the reason why I pay more is because I live in the middle of nowhere. Okay, remember that, guys. I pay $10 for 100 megabytes, but I live in the middle of nowhere, and you can't get that kind of service in any other country. Russia has probably the best internet in the world. Russia is amazing. You pay less and you have fast internet in random places. Okay, let's continue here with this live. Please, guys, if you're watching still, please consider putting like. It helps the stream grow. It helps the channel grow. And it lets you guys know that you're supporting a small channel, a small, humble channel. I appreciate it. I'm going to put up the next house. If you're just joining, we've been doing house prices and how houses look in Russia. So let's do another house here. This one's going to be $130,000. There we go. So this house here is for $130,000, guys. Now it's time to look at the pictures. Now keep in mind, I've told you guys already, the houses in Russia are made of better material. These houses are made to last. You're not going to find houses like these in the United States for this price. Okay, this is real materials. This is the real deal. And now, look at that. This is for $130,000, remember. The outside looks made of brick. The interior looks made of wood. Nice little kitchen, which you can renovate. Beautiful natural light coming in through the windows. This is going to be $130,000. There's a central heating for stove and wood. While I'm showing you this, tell me how much you think this would cost in your country, guys. Always put in in the chat for every house that I show. Tell me how much you think it would cost in your country. All right, I want to know the prices, guys. Give me prices. Fokina Ekaterina, nice. Thank you for subscribing. I love when people subscribe because I love seeing that Putin bear thing. So here we go. We're gonna continue. Now the interior, again, it is made of wood. I know a lot of people, maybe they don't like it, but it's for purpose of heating purposes, guys. Heating purposes. A lot of the material that they use has to be good for keeping the heat in or just keeping it crispy. Insulation. Stained floor, all made of wood. Wow. That's really cool. I really like that stained floor. So yeah, I'm reading some of your guys' comment. I'm in Mississippi, and that would be about 250,000. 1.4 to 2 million in Toronto, depending on the area. Holy moly, you live in a very expensive place. Question, how about the fresh food supply in Russia? Do you pay $10 a gallon for milk? No, what the heck? No. So, on the next video, guys, next week I'll do another live, and we'll do it about food. I'll bring all of the receipts, and I'll tell you how much everything cost, okay? I don't have the prices right now for the foods and all of that, but if you're interested in cost of food, I will get all the receipts, and we'll do it. We'll do it. Let me just fix something here. Again, thank you guys all for always supporting the channel and watching. Just have to put this here. Let me see what it looks like. All right, we have an alert box now for the second screen here. Okay, because we've been doing these lives now for 2 weeks and we've been going steady, every Sunday I will put a poll and you guys get to vote what the next week's streams are going to be. We have some veterans of the stream. I see a lot of familiar faces, so we tend to have from 100 to 150 viewers for these lives. So if you have an idea of what you want to talk about next, just let me know on the Sunday live. Okay, the Sunday live is going to determine what the next week's lives are going to be about. Let's continue showing you guys what this is. Really good interior. Has a balcony outside. Look at that. Man. Shanghai to Moscow is about 1,000. No. Dude, honestly, if you need help finding tickets, I can help you. It should not be that expensive. You have to use different websites, and you have to be in incognito. So we're just going to be looking at these houses here. Look at that beautiful balcony and the view. Look at that backyard. Any acreage property that is not attached to a village. There's a lot of that. But that is a different type of land, and we will be showing that we've done it in the past. Applying for Russian citizenship is different. You can't. You have to get residency first. Okay, let's look at another one. I like this one. Okay, guys, what this one is another $150,000 worth. Okay, you guys can start guessing or telling me how much this would cost in your country. Okay, this is 150,000. Dan, what is my my advice with the veto? I don't get the question. Oh, by the way, a lot of these advertisements, like they are advertisements in the rest of the world, a lot of the advertisements sometimes are fake, but that's everywhere. But these right here, they don't look fake. And about the flights, Google search doesn't do the best prices, by the way. There's other websites that you could use that I use, and I help people find plane tickets to come to visit Russia all the time. Dan, what do you think about your house is going to cost? My house is going to cost from 40 to 50,000, 30 to 50,000. When I'm done, it's going to be 30 to 50,000 dollars. I'm spending $10,000 alone this year. I'm spending $10,000 alone on the foundation this year. $10,000. The most expensive thing is going to be the roof and the foundation. So it's going to be about 20,000 just for those two things. It could be less, but I'm thinking it's going to be 3 million to 5 million rubles. Speaking in rubles, 3 million to 5 million rubles, or $30,000 to $50,000. And it's going to be my dream house and my wife's dream house. So that's not a lot in the big scheme of things. If you have $60,000, you can definitely build a house in Russia, and you can build the house of your dreams. I don't know. Sorry, I missed it. What about in your area, Dan? How is the market there? Thou wants to know what the market is like here. Because I live next to a lake, the largest lake in the Workthou, you're going to be looking at about $30,000 to $70,000 depending on how big the house is or the apartment. There's apartments being sold in this town from $30,000 to $70,000. And that is because we live next to Lake Baikal. Any part of this town can get to the largest lake in the world in 10 minutes or less. Any part of this town. I hope that answered your question, Thou. Здравствуйте. Govlin. Как дела, Govlin? An idea for a video, maybe, especially for those that live in rural small towns in Russia, would be the cost of owning or maintaining a basic vehicle. Yeah, that's true. I should make all of these things I can accumulate, and I can give you guys the prices in the future. You cannot fly from Australia directly. It's impossible. I don't know what Darrow's saying. No, you can't. You can connect from Australia to Moscow, but you cannot fly directly. But you don't want to fly directly because directly would not be a safe flight. It's probably a secret agent flight. My garden, it is still spring. The floor is still frozen. We're going to be planting so many potatoes for the poor today. I mean, this year. Talk to a contractor in the States. Yeah, it's a hard life out there, man. Estoy comiendo tacos en San Diego. It's super caro. So Boris SH is watching from San Diego, and he says he's eating tacos, and it's very expensive in San Diego. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to live in these expensive places anymore. But America doesn't have small towns that are flourishing. That's why in America it's very hard to retire, because you're sucked into the cities. And where I live, we have about 15,000 people, and I have all the necessities of life. I can disappear into the wilderness, or I can go into the middle of town and buy, I don't know, like a shawarma. Yeah, you're going to have to connect to China and Turkey if you want to fly from Australia. Evo, guys, if you want to get in contact with me and get help, you can join the Russian Experience Telegram. Okay, you can join the Russian Experience Telegram, and there you can get in contact with me. I'll show you right now. Check this out. If you guys are on Telegram, join the Russian Experience. This is what our Telegram looks like. On the Russian Experience, you can ask questions directly on our forums. We've helped hundreds of people get visas. We've helped hundreds of people fly into Russia. Yeah, just join the Russian Experience. If you have Telegram, join our community, guys. This is really helpful community. A lot of people are in there. A lot of people who have done the things you want to do can give you their experience. Now, any reason why I wouldn't be able to work an American online job in Russia? No, there is nothing they can do to stop you from working an online job in Russia. There's a lot of digital nomads living inside of Russia right now. How did I meet my Russian wife? Well, I met Ksenia in Irkutsk, and I just met her in the streets. When I came to Russia, it was the beginning of the conflict in Ukraine, and nobody wanted to help an American. And she helped me. ¿Cuál es tu punto de vista sobre Trump? ¿Piensas que va a mejorar todo? He's asking, what is my opinion on Donald Trump? I think Donald Trump is better than Joe Biden, and I'll leave it at that. Yes, it's in Russia, it's very common for people to own an apartment and a dacha. And this is why I tell a lot of people, how can Russians be poor if they have a house and a summer house? A lot of the people, on average in Russia, compared to Americans, have an apartment in a city and a summer house in the countryside. I've never heard about this. Like me growing up, I've never owned a house. Yeah. What does this do? Nice. So, yeah. Okay, let's continue on with the show. Hello, folks. Bye, Robo. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Thank you, guys. For all of you guys who always watch these streams, thank you so much for joining us all the time. We appreciate your guys' support. If you're not subscribed yet, remember, if you want to ride on Putin's back, on the bear's back with Putin, you just have to click that subscribe button, and you show up on screen like this. Jeez, that makes me laugh every time. I love doing that, man. It's the funniest thing ever. Okay, so let's continue on. Remember, tell me how much you think this house cost where you're watching from. I missed your guys' comments, so let's do it again. How much does something like this cost in your country? Interior, again, is made of wood. This is actually a thick wood interior. Sorry. The building material for this house is actually the big timber. Look at that. Again, this house has a pool on top. This is a one floor and a half. You see the formation of it? It's a 1 floor and a half. Beautiful driveway. Has a leaning too for cars. It looks like it's in a nice part of town outside of a city. That is a banya, I believe. That right there, guys, that is every Russian man's go-to thing. The banya. I think 50,000 euro. Hello from Germany. Hallo Deutschland. Wie geht's es dir? Nice garden, has a backyard, eh? Look at that. Has a nice little little garden to farm. To put your garden up, get your vegetables. It looks like it had a keller. You see the stairs going down? It looks like it had a cellar. Gut, und dir? Ja, ich bin gut, danke. Und auch, let's see, kitchen, nice, nice. I mean, this house has everything you want for $150,000. Greetings, Serbia, greetings. Ja, ich kann Deutsch sprechen, aber mein Deutsch ist nicht gut. Ich war in Deutschland 7 Monate oder 8. Ich habe Scheiße, how do you say? Ja, keine Ahnung. My German is so bad now, really. Thank you so much, my friend, David. Guten Abend. God bless the good people of Russia. Here's a tip that can get you almost a gallon of milk in Redondo Beach. Wow. Almost a gallon of milk. Well, David, since you donated that money, and I'll replay it so you can see the little girl say spasiba. David, if you ever come to Russia, I will share a gallon of milk with you anytime. Anytime, okay? Anytime. Look, this goes out to everybody. When you donate to this channel, feel free to come visit me. And if you watch this channel, feel free to come visit me. But when you donate to this channel especially, I understand you guys are watching from a place where it's probably expensive to live. Like he's telling us it costs so much to buy a gallon of milk and all of this stuff. I'm being sincere. I have hosted many people already, and I will share a cup of milk with you. And I'll take you to drink it on the edge of Lake Baikal. Thank you for the donation. Dein Deutsch ist echt gut. Nein. Anyways, yes, I can speak some German if I think I can speak. But because I live in Russia now, this is really funny. I'll tell you guys. When I try to speak Russian, I think in German. That's weird. How did you find a wife in her 30s in Russia? Most of the girls you meet beyond the age of 20s are not interested in serious relationships. Okay, so I'll tell you guys something. A lot of people don't know this, but my wife is actually older than me. And the thing is, when I came to Russia, I wasn't looking for a wife. When I came to Russia, I wasn't even thinking about women. I know a lot of people come to Russia for that. I've even met people in real life who try grooming Russian women. I don't know. I just met Ksenia and it was just a natural thing, you understand. So I'd never asked her for her age. When I met her, I didn't say, how old are you? We just kind of kept in touch and we just stayed together. And there is a lot of women who are looking for men. Damn near every woman wants a partner in Russia. But if you're talking about the older women, they're probably more professional. They're probably more, I don't know, they're probably busy women. Crystal, for the children and your family. Thank you so much, Crystal. We'll do it again. We'll do it again, the notification, because it's another one. Check this out, Crystal. Spasiba. This is a wolf from a cartoon in Russia. Yes. I can say I never had intentions of exploiting women in Russia or being a sex tourist in Russia. And I always speak against it. When this topic comes up, I get really angry because Russian women don't need heroes from the Western world. Russian women don't need you guys. You need them. Russian women are very loyal. The ones that stay with men, right? They're hardworking. There's an aura about Russian women, and it's kind of declining right now because of the West. I'm not gonna lie, but the Russian women do have an aura about them. They don't need to be saved by no Western guy. I speak a little bit of Russian. I'm not trying. I haven't been practicing as much as I should. Okay, let's continue on with the show here. Sorry, and thank you guys. Alpha Man subscribed, writing in on Vladimir Putin and the bear. It is one of the funniest things ever. Yes, so I was telling you guys, when I try to speak Russian, I speak in German. I'll give you guys an example. For numbers, I can't think in Russian numbers. I can only think in German numbers. When I introduce myself, it's really hard to say "Здравствуйте, меня зовут Daniel," because in my head I want to say "Hallo, ich heiße Adelbert," right? Because in my head I learned German first. It's very hard for me to turn off the German because when I'm not in the United States, it's my German that I use. And sometimes it happens, I'll try to speak Russian and I incorporate German and Spanish. Just when you have a lot of languages in your head, you kind of get mixed up. So somebody asked me, yeah. By the way, a lot of you guys don't know this also. My mom named me Adelbert. This is a German name. So when I went to Germany, I totally fit in. My name is Daniel Adelbert Castellon. I have I guess an English name, a German name, and a Spanish last name. Yes, so we're going to continue on here and we're going to show you what the houses look like in the United States now. We left off by looking at this Russian house, but we're going to move on and show you what exists. And Adelbert is not very common in Germany because it's an old German name. Adelheid, Adelbert, Edelbert, all the Adels are very, very old. Okay, so this is what you can get for $115,000 in the United States. I told you guys we were going to be doing both. If you want, in my humble opinion, you could definitely have this house. There are still beautiful houses in the United States, and I purposely put some beautiful houses because listen, if you have a house in the United States and it costs $500,000, downgrade that house and get a house in Russia and the United States. Let's look at this house now. You can always downgrade, guys, and be a little bit humble. Look at that little house in the prairie. We're gonna build a house, by the way, like similar to this. I will show you guys in the future our future house layout. But it's gonna be very, very similar to this. With the porch. Wow, look at that. This is a really nice one in America for $150,000. $150,000 is good. Wow, I'm not even mad about this. That is the best house we've seen. Let's look at the location. Yeah, good question. Let's look at the location. Not bad for an American house. $150,000. Let's look at the location. This is in South Carolina. Wow. South Carolina, guys. Southeast of Charlotte, South Carolina. So you're not actually in the middle of nowhere there. That's a nice little town, nice yard in the south. This is a really good area. Again, I chose that house because I wanted to let you know, if you own a house that costs more, like $500,000, you can buy and downgrade and be humble and have houses in two places. Again, this video, this live stream is to talk about retirement. A lot of people are ready to retire or live off their pension. Russia is a very good place to do that. A really good place to have a summer house. A lot of Russians have summer houses. Why would you invest in a summer house in, I don't know, in an Asian country when you can do it in Russia? Now, I know Russia's a Eurasian country, but culturally, Russia, I think, has more in common with you guys who are watching than you do have in common with an Asian country like Vietnam, the Philippines. I think a lot of you guys have a lot more in common with the Russian culture and the Russian people. So we're doing this. Yeah. So let's see. Let's continue on with the show. By the way, let's do a poll here. We're going to be running a poll. If you're new to this channel, what I like to do is put a poll up, and I expect everybody who can vote to vote. The question is, would you consider retiring in Russia? You don't have to say yes. This video is not meant to convince you. It's just to give you ideas, and you don't have to be peer pressured into putting yes. So we're going to put the poll, and I hope everybody can answer, and then we're going to answer some of your comments in the chat here. Everybody, get your answers on the poll right now. Remember, on this channel, we like everybody answering. We have about 120 viewers. I hope we can get at least half of that on the poll. It would be ideal. We need everybody to answer because not everybody's going to say yes. Russia is not for everybody to retire in. By the way, if you do half and half, that's still retiring. If you will live in Russia for about 6 months out of the year, it's still considered retiring because that's at least half a year, and that's what you need for residency for a country. So, retiring in Russia is insane. See, I like other people's opinions, but I believe that Russia is a beautiful place in spring, summer, and autumn to retire in. If you don't want to retire in cold, you don't have to be here in the cold. That's why it's affordable, because you can buy a summer, spring, and autumn house in Russia. So everybody, guys, get your I think we missed let's do another Alpha Man again. Let's put him on there. If you're watching and you're not subscribed yet, guys, please do support the channel by subscribing, and let's see what this poll has to offer. We've been streaming for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. Let's see how many people have voted on this. We have about 55 votes. Remember, you don't have to vote yes. Let's just wait. Let's try to get to at least 70 votes, because it's going to give us a rough estimate of the reality. And the people who said no, we do want to know why you said no, and I'll read it out loud. And remember, if you have not hit like, please do consider hitting like. We're almost to 130 likes, which is really, really good for this stream. If you voted no, comment right now why you put no. Don't be shy. Nobody's gonna stone you. We just want to know. I want to know why you would not move to Russia. If you voted no, tell us why you voted no. Paying $15,000 in taxes and property takes... Whoa, that is crazy. Yeah, Stoshik, my buddy, my brother, man. When you come here, Steady subscribe to Welcome Steady. Yeah, we'll be waiting for you here, man. We'll be waiting for you here. And you already have a home with us, and you know this. You've been with us for a long time. Oh, Ginger just blessed the stream. You guys just got blessed. Oh, man, you just got blessed. Holy moly. Here comes the, here it comes. You guys, remember, if you just got blessed by Ginger, give the Putin 2 thumbs up. You're able, refresh the stream. If you just got membership, refresh the stream. And now you can use the member emojis. Go to the little emoji box down below and you get to see the new emojis. It's common tradition here, if you got free membership, to spam the Putin loves. It's going to be 2 thumbs up by Putin in the emojis. Thank you, Ginger. We love you so much. Yeah, guys, if you guys are new members on this stream, you really need to give the Putin thumbs up. I'll show you what it looks like. You put add emotes and you hit this. Hello, welcome to the stream. Everybody who has memberships, you can now use our channel emojis, and it's common courtesy to stream or to use these 2 thumbs up. Greetings from Sweden. Hello, Sweden. Hello. Okay, the free memberships are still popping up on the screen. It was a lot of them. Ginger blessed us. We really appreciate it. Yeah, Dennis, thank you so much for... there it is, Claire Sage using the Putin loves. Russia is on the right side of history. You know, I really appreciate when people from countries like Sweden or Norway or Finland, countries that have been recently joining NATO or have a negative view on Russia, sometimes their people watch our streams. Sometimes people watch from those countries and they're actually really nice people. They actually are, you know, they don't hate Russia. So when I see people from Sweden or Finland say like, hey, Russia's on the right side of history, it really makes me feel happy because Russia is a great country, you know. So thanks so much, my friend. Yeah, we're still, the notifications are still popping up. This is awesome. If you just got free membership, remember to spam the 2 thumbs up. This is called Putin Loves. Also firecrackers on the back. Yeah. Fantastic. Scandinavia is pretty expensive. There is a lot of people who move from the Nordic countries. There's a lot of people who move from the Nordic countries to Russia. There is a lot of them. I know some of them. Oh, wow, we have 77 votes. We have 77 votes. Would you retire in Russia? If you're not subscribed, subscribe and vote, guys. Vote. Maybe we can get to 80. When we get to 80 votes, we're going to close the polls. Remember, you don't have to say yes. But if you said no, tell us why you said no. Ginger, we love you so much. Your gifts are still popping up on the screen. If you received memberships... Serbia, you got it as well. You've already been using the emojis. Congratulations. Oh man, this is great. The stream is going amazing. A lot of new faces. We've seen a lot of new people subscribing as well. Remember, if you're not subscribed, if you subscribe, you're gonna ride in on the Russian pony like this. Remember that. All right, guys. We're gonna be closing the polls now. We got to over 80 votes. That's amazing. That's impressive. Usually it's not that much. We're going to end the poll here. Nice. Not bad. Not bad. 12% said no. Guys, whoever voted no, tell us why you would not retire in Russia. We'll read it out loud and we'll get to know why not. Some of you guys who voted yes, tell me why you would retire in Russia. I want to read some of your guys' opinions. I want to know why you guys would consider moving or not moving to Russia. There's no way to transfer all savings into Russia. Yes, there is. I have a lot of friends who moved to Russia recently and bought houses for 70,000, 100,000. I'm not good at this. Khalil, no. Khalil, let us know why not. You can tell us again. We want to know why not. Feel free. Do not be embarrassed. Do not be scared. Let us know why you would not retire in Russia. We're coming up on 1 hour and a half on this live, and we're going strong. I'm really thankful for you guys who have been here. We are towards the middle of the stream, and we opened up by saying that I pay more in hot sauce a month. If you're new to this channel, this costs more than my electric bill and my water bill a month in Russia. Hot sauce. I spend more on hot sauce in Russia than I do on cold water and electricity. Oh, Elizabeth, if you continue watching our streams, a lot of people have recently been giving memberships. You have to put on that you can accept memberships and they give them away. And next month, I'm going to be giving away 10 memberships. We don't have Tapatio here. I wish we did. I miss Russia. I simply can't go back. Okay. I would retire in Russia because purchasing power is extreme there. The cost of housing is low and the cost of everything, everyday expenses is low as well. It's a part of BRICS and they have a huge promising. Rus said this, okay? This is a beautiful reason why to move to Russia. Andre K says, I will be moving to Russia. I've already been there about 40 times. My wife is Russian and I love Russian mentality. I love Russian freedom. All right, loving these answers. Every country has its problems, but its political class. Yeah, every country has its problems. That's right. Guys, I don't have real spices like hot sauce. We don't have Cholula, Valentina, Tapatio. We don't have that stuff here. It doesn't exist. All right. Let's continue on with the live here. I wanted to show another house in the United States. Gorod Geroy subscribed. Gorod Geroy, welcome to the channel, my friend. Welcome to the community. You know, I love seeing the people who don't like Russia cope and get angry. Because you have to understand, there is people watching us right now because they hate Russia. And it's very strange because there's people that hate every country, but why would you watch content from that country if you hate that country? So I just want to say hello to all the Russian haters who I know are watching this stream. It's very strange. Yeah. Let's continue on the stream. I'm going to show you guys one more American house. I'm sorry, one more Russian house rather. And then we can talk about the last things that are on my mind. Let me see here. We're going to be finding a random house in the middle of nowhere. Because those houses are usually really nice. All right. Let's see here. Actually, I have an idea for this next segment of the stream. You guys get to choose what city I should find a house in. So if you have an idea of what city you want me to look at, type in the stream and I'll look for a house in that region or around that region. If you want to see, welcome Patrick, welcome to the stream. If you want to see a house in a certain city, let me know and I'll look for it. Okay, Moscow. We'll look for a house in the Moscow region right now. Everybody else, you can hold off and not answer yet because we're going to be looking later. Now, we're going to be looking for a house in the Moscow region from $100,000 to $150,000. Moscow region, they're going to be a little bit different than the ones we've already seen. But they're not going to be bad at all, in my opinion. Here we go. Check this out, guys. Let's change this. This is going to be 133,000. 130,000. This is in the Moscow region. I'll show you where on the map here. It's south of Moscow. You see that? So this is south of Moscow and this is what it's going to look like. What's interesting is this is the capital of the country. This is the capital of the country. So you can be south, just south of the capital of the entire country of the Russian Federation, and you can buy a house like this for $130,000. Remember, if you're watching this, how much would this cost in your country? How much does this look like it would cost in your country? Put a price on the screen right now. This is right south of Moscow. You could probably get to Moscow in about an hour and a half on a car. That is a back house. The house is made of aerated concrete bricks. This is the yard. A garage with a mechanic hole so you can do mechanics. Has a backyard pool that's hilarious. Okay, this is the interior. Again, a lot of these houses have this wooden interior. Some of you guys don't like that kind of stuff. Understandable. You know, this wooden interior, I'm not liking it. You know, a lot of the Russian houses have it, and it does give off like a cabin vibe, but it's just, that's what it's like. The materials that they use in Russia are supposed to be for insulation, They're supposed to last, and it's just supposed to be really, really good. Can you grow whatever you like? Suburban home? Yes, you can. If you have the ground, you can build and grow whatever you want. Let's go to Nizhny Novgorod. Somebody said Nizhny Novgorod, and actually Nizhny Novgorod, a lot of people have been looking at it because it's been advertised as a place where foreigners can come and move. So I went to Nizhny Novgorod. I didn't like it. It wasn't my style of city. I made a video about it, but let's go look now. Yes, Russia does have drywall. A lot of the new buildings are made with drywall. Let's go to Nizhny Novgorod. It should be this way. There's Vladimir. There's Nizhny Novgorod. Okay, there it is. So if you didn't see, what I was doing is Nizhny Novgorod is east of Moscow. So Moscow's here, and then it's Vladimir. Moscow, Vladimir, and Nizhny Novgorod. There's not a lot of options for 100,000 to 150,000. This one looks all right, but it's a very small plot. 4 sot is not good. Wow, this is really bad. I guess this would be the only good one. It's a decent size. This is $150,000. So somebody mentioned Nizhny Novgorod. Let's look at it. You have a little bit under 800 square meters. Remember, this acres is not acres, guys. This is sotka. This is 7.5 sotka. This is 750 square meters, okay? Let's look at the house now. $150,000. How much would something like this cost in your country? Let me know in the comments. We're going to look at the interior. The interior, it's much nicer than the previous ones. I really like this interior. Very, very modern interior. You don't really get a lot of these in Russia. You have to, these are more modern houses. Yeah. This is a much modern build. The older houses are usually interior wooden. Also, the ceiling is modern. The lighting is modern. The tile, wow, tile and wooden. This is really nice kitchen. Here's a bedroom. This is $150,000 in Nizhny Novgorod. Everything's looking fantastic. Yeah. This, look, listen, to me, what I'm looking at here, I'm looking at something that in California would cost $500,000 to $700,000 just because of the size. The size of the house in California, that would be $500,000 to $700,000 in California. In Texas, you're looking at about $200,000 for that, $200,000 to $300,000. Depending on what state you're in, that house is way too big for, yeah, it even has a keller, it has an underground. You can build essentially stuff underground. You can see Ginger, you asked about drywall. That's drywall, Ginger. That's what they're using on the wall there. They're doing drywall and wood on the bottom. There's the yard, and that's it. This is what the house design is. 2 floors. A 154 square meters. That's how much the house is. That's freaking awesome. That's a big house. 154 square meters is insane. For $150,000, that's really good. Hi Dan, can you check the prices in Crimea? Sevastopol or yes, okay. So M83 says let's go look at Sevastopol area in Crimea. Let's go to Crimea. We don't look at that place often, but we can do it now. We're going to zoom out of Nizhny Novgorod and go to the Crimean Peninsula. Again, a lot of people want to be somewhere warm, and Russia has a big coast on the Black Sea, and more than ever it has new territories in Novorossiya. So in the future, if you don't like the cold, you can go to these new territories where it's almost Mediterranean weather, almost Mediterranean. I wouldn't say it really is Mediterranean, but the Black Sea has very good weather. So yes, Veliki Novgorod, I don't know this one place, Claire. Let's look at this. Now remember, if you're a foreigner, it might be hard for you to get property here, okay? But let's look at the prices and see what you can get if you marry someone. Sevastopol's over here, but let's move somewhere in the interior or away from the port. Look at this, $130,000. $135,000. That is beautiful. This almost looks like Mexico. This almost looks like Mexico. That's crazy. Okay, guys. It's time to you guys have to write how much would this cost in your country. How much does this look like it would cost in your country? While we're looking at the pictures, you guys have to tell me and decide how much something like this would cost in your country. This is in Crimean Peninsula, a nice little townhouse. Beautiful porch. Interior is actually modern, none of that wooden stuff. Now here you don't really need a big insulation for the cold. Here you need a material that's going to be good for for summers where it's cool. You see the floor is this tile. It keeps the house cool. This is a different part of Russia. All of these things have to be taken into account. This is not like living in Siberia, guys. Somebody said 430. Steven Schwartz says 430. Yeah, see, a lot of people are guessing 400,000. So, yeah, easily 1.3 million in Toronto. Let's continue looking at the interior of this house. This is a really good house we found here. If you have the money. And remember, this is on the Crimean Peninsula, next to the Black Sea. Okay? This is the place where a lot of people want to move. This is the weather, this is the location. A lot of you guys don't like the cold. That is where you would avoid the cold. Okay? Of course, it could still be cold in the Crimean Peninsula, but it's not like I would say the average winter in Russia has to be negative 15 Celsius. The average. Because where I come from here in Sludanka, sometimes it gets to negative 40. Sometimes you see negative 50 with wind. Property taxes are absolutely cheap in Russia. We're coming up on almost 2 hours, guys. I want to dedicate this last 15 minutes of this live to answering your guys' questions. I hope that you've seen things that you didn't know before. I hope you learned something new. Please let me know if you're enjoying these lives. Next Sunday, I'm going to be going live with Anthony. I recently did a video with him. Actually, I'll show you that now. Let me see. I'm going to be showing you guys George Williams, thank you for joining the membership. Thank you so much, man. Guys, if you're a member, please welcome George Williams with the Giga Chad emote. Guys, whenever somebody becomes a member, they are considered the Giga Chads too. So spam that Giga Chad if you're a member. Go into the emojis and welcome him into the community. George, welcome, my friend. You're a Giga Chad. Members, you know what to do. Giga Chad him. A nice little welcome. I'm gonna be looking for. Okay, here we go. One second. Let me see. We thank you so much, man. Dan's hot sauce fund. Oh, I'm sorry for lagging up. Timothy, thank you. That's so funny. Yeah, so that is essentially a little bit less from what I spend on hot sauce a month. And Timothy, that is enough. When you come visit us, I'll fix you up some food. The hot sauce fund. You know what? We might add a new emoji with the hot sauce. That's gonna be it's gonna be a hot sauce emoji. So when something spicy comes up on the live stream, we're gonna be using the hot sauce emoji. Let me pop up. Here we go. Let me. Almost done. So.
В жизни не видел столько детей, сколько увидел, когда приехал в Россию.
So I recently made a live video with Anthony Lopez, okay? You see this here, guys. I'm going to be going live with him this Sunday. So if you don't know him or you do know him, this is a good friend of mine now. Like, this guy is just like me, a Mexican American from Southern California. And we made a video together. This one has 76,000 views. And essentially, we were just talking about my life. This video also exists in the link under him. It exists in English. And what's happening? No, that's not the right one. Same video, but in English here.
Всем привет!
Oh, Ginger, thank you so much. Thank you, Ginger. We love you. Ginger, you need to come visit us. And George, thank you, my friend. Thank you. You should be able to see it. It pops up on the streams. It should pop up on the streams, you see. Ginger, you know we're waiting for you. This year, Ksenia and I are going to be planting so many potatoes. And we're going to be talking about so many of these things that we're going to be doing in the future on this live that I'm doing with Anthony Lopez. You know, him and I, we have a lot of things in common. And he actually was here in Russia. And he actually had me on his show. And I'm so humbled because our channel has grown ever since we made this video with him. And I want to show you a little bit of what I said there. Maybe you guys haven't watched it, but it's such a good good conversation. Look, I will show you bits of clips. Those are really dangerous. I see a lot of wild animals, smaller mammals like fox. And I do a lot of fishing. So just the basic things. If you don't see a bear, this is good for you.
What about Russian food. It's very interesting. It's very different from American, from very different. I mean, the West in general. You go to Europe too, and you see Afghani neighborhoods, African neighborhoods. People separate, and there's tension. You see, but what really surprises me is how in Russia, it's so, for the most part, really tolerant in terms of there's a big percentage of Muslims in Russia, and they don't have any hatred towards the other Russians, and they don't fight as much as we do here in the West. And the same with the other groups, and it might be something related to the Soviet mindset that we're just one nation. Do you think so?
Yeah. I think that you hit the nail on the head right there when you said it's like a Soviet thing, because they had so many years under that leadership to think, okay, we're all the same, we're all in this thing together. And definitely I do get a sense that the Muslim population and the other population. Well, listen, I just wanted to show you, we did a video, and we're going to be going live together in the future, and you guys are going to be watching both of us live. His channel is awesome. It's in Russian, and I'll be linking that in the future when we do the live together. I wanted to spend about 10 minutes more answering your guys' questions. Let's see here. Dan, are there people who left the USSR returning? Yes, there's a lot of people from the old Soviet Union who are returning. I'm actually in the process of helping a Soviet lady who was born in the Soviet Union come back. I'm in the process of doing this. I'm in the process of helping a couple people who are Soviet citizens regain their Russian citizenship. So yes, this is a really good question. A lot of Soviet people are coming back to Russia. Really good question. So please, we have about 9 minutes left of this stream, and I would like to answer those questions that you might have. I want to really say thanks to everybody. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, because you ride in on a bear with Vladimir Putin. Like that. Elizabeth has to go to the greenhouse. I need to build a greenhouse. We're going to be building a greenhouse on our plot next year. Next year is going to be when we do it. My grandparents was deported under Stalin to Siberia and Kazakhstan. Yes, unfortunately, under Stalin, a lot of people suffered. Daniel, what time do you go to bed? So I do these lives usually from sometimes 12 in the night to 2 or 3 in the morning. I go to bed about 4 in the morning, and I wake up about 10 in the morning. I only sleep about 6 or 5 hours anyways. So yeah, that's a really funny question. You know, it's 3 in the morning where I live. And I do these streams because it hits the best time zone for you guys, and I want to be active for you guys. So I go to sleep at 4 in the morning and I wake up at 10. Spain was under Muslim rule for hundreds of years. Yeah, Spain was owned by the Moors for longer than Mexico was owned by Spain. That lets you realize how things work. George, thank you so much for supporting, brother. Thank you, my friend. We enjoyed having you. Yes, so now you know more things about Russia. Now you know how the cost of living is here. We gave many examples for a cost of houses, and I hope in the future, if you guys are interested in coming to Russia, join our Telegram, The Russian Experience, guys. And if you're not subscribed, guys, subscribe. Remember, we need you guys writing in on the Russian bear. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Oh no, Cather. Hey Dan, I didn't get a notification again. Well, listen, if you're still watching the stream, click the notifications, guys. That way you don't miss live videos or new videos that we post. YouTube really helps out channels where people put notifications on. It helps creators like this, like myself and others, grow their channel. Right now, we're on the road to 85,000 subscribers. We're really trying to grind them out. because next year I hope we can get to 100,000 subscribers. So if you guys subscribe and hit notifications, you will be helping this channel grow. Spain and Portugal are the newest members to show up against EU retardation. That's really funny. Just spent the last 6 months in Arizona, and the quality of life is much better than Alberta, Canada. Lonely Winters tuning in from Canada, missing Arizona. Nice. All right, well, guys, if you have no more further questions, my name is Dan Castle. The channel is Wild Siberia. The name is Wild Siberia for now. And we do these lives every week. Tune in this Sunday for a new live. And tune in for any future lives where breaking news is said, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for everybody who donated. Thank you for the members. Thank you for the viewers.